this is just to men in general. Like, I think they just have a hard time understanding women dynamics when it comes to sports.
Truth or loyalty?
Have you ever said, I'm just being real, when you knew you weren't being considerate of how it would land?
That has nothing to do with...
No, it does. It does.
Not at all.
Yes, it does.
Would you fight one horse-sized duck?
What?
Or 100 duck-sized horses? But at the end of the day, what people will always remember is who won. Yo, do you have wide feet?
Excuse me?
Like, you know how some people got narrow feet, some people like, I have a wide foot.
Oh, that's funny because when I bought these Sambas, people were telling me like, oh, some people like really like them, other people find them hard because they are like on the narrow side.
So that's where I was going with it. So Lex bought me a pair of Sambas maybe for my birthday. But because Sambas are leather, they'll stretch to your foot.
Yeah.
But so like there was a point that I was wearing them frequently and they started to stretch and they started to get more comfortable.
I see.
Obviously, I'm not about to wear them in the winter.
Yeah.
Like they weren't black. They were like a cream color.
Okay.
So then now I'm like starting to wear them again and it's back to like, all right, I got to get them back to that point of like wearing them. But people who have narrow feet don't have that problem.
Yeah, no, honestly, like a lot of my friends told me that they're like, oh, break them in before you wear them for your event because like they can hurt. Excuse me. And so, I mean, I honestly tried my best to do so, but my shoes came like a day before my event. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to have to figure this shit out.
Yeah.
And then I just like made sure I wore like longer socks because one of my coworkers said like the back of her Sambas kept like
giving her blisters.
Yeah, digging into the back of her ankle. So she was like, just make sure you wear a high enough sock. But high key, I mean, shit, this is a major plug to Adidas. These shits was comfortable from day one. Mind you, these are also men.
So they probably ran a little bit bigger. Yeah,
but the lady that I got these from at Journeys, she was saying that they also run a bit on the smaller side. So she was like, just to go up a half size. Because since I'm a 8.5 in women, I'm kind of like that 6.5, 7 in like boys/men. But then she was like, try the 7.5. And I was like, okay, that's cool. Now, the price, I had to kind of sit with myself with the price because I'm like, these is expensive.
Listen, but I got a plug. I get you kicks for $60.
Say that. I'm gonna definitely have to inquire because I definitely want some more pairs of Sambas because I feel like this is like the perfect, almost like tennis shoe, still sneaker,
like a trainer.
Yeah, that I could wear, especially like to work and stuff like that because since it's so nice now. I've put the heels, the booties, and all that stuff away.
They're a casual, nice shoe. I just like I got weird feet, so
yeah. No, I do have I have long toes.
Yo, for anybody that just came into the live and I got weird feet. I got long toes.
I do. But yeah, overall, because I was nervous too. I was like, dang, like, is it gonna make me look like I got like clown feet or something?
Yeah, what up, Fresh? Well, shit. All right, let's get this shit popping. I just saw your shoes and had to ask. I told Spencer the other day, I was like, I don't have enough shoes. He was like, your perspective on life is just so questionable.
And I agree. I can see that.
But yo, welcome back to another episode of the How'd I Get Here podcast, the podcast for positivity, progression, finding your own path. It's your co-host, Mr. Brown, Broken Guapo, 10 toes down, big head up. I got Squidward socks on. It's a beautiful day outside. I'm here to take over the world. What up?
Squidward.
And we just gonna jump right into it with my JDJ Jacobs dad joke of the week.
Dang, okay. I guess I'll introduce myself at another time.
Got you after. Why did the football coach go to the bank? Why did the football coach go to the bank?
Sidebar, did you get the dad joke I sent you on Instagram?
Yeah, I responded. I was like, I guess I just need to work on my delivery.
Oh, my messages don't be covered because I didn't see that part. But okay. Why did the football coach go to the bank? Coach, my bad.
Why did the football coach go to the bank? You ready?
Because he had flags on his account.
Ooh, that's a good one, but no.
Oh, damn.
To get his quarterback.
You know, I just started thinking
Quarterback.
Like, okay, like what are like essential money reference things?
Quarterback.
Man, why would you go to a whole bank for a quarter?
Ooh.
He broke.
Niggas needed it. Niggas needed it.
Well, anywho.
Yeah.
It is I'm back again here on a Tuesday with my sambas. Samba.
Yo, Adidas sponsor us.
No facts, because I feel like, you know, I've been really able to come out with some really cute fits with my sambas. So, like, come on. Just do it.
Well, you can't say Adidas and then just do it.
I mean, I'm not talking about Nike, though. I see what you're saying, but
as like a major, you might have just lost us that sponsorship.
First of all, not too much. I'm just saying, like, expeditiously start the contract. Write it up.
Yes.
Get on it.
What up, Poetic Soul 90?
Immediately. So yeah, but in any news, while Adidas is thinking about our sponsorship, we're gonna get right into the question of the day.
Ooh, this is gonna be a good one.
It is, because you know there's a lot of things happening right now in the social media world. So I don't know if you have been following or not, but my question to you is, do you think that you're the birthday?
Bro, didn't Spencer post that the other day or something? And everybody was like, ooh, you're belated. You're bidet. My answer to that, I'm a grown ass man. I don't give a fuck what y'all got to say with these corny ass trends. That is my answer.
But it's not corny though.
It's corny.
Why do you feel like it's corny?
Because I don't have time to sit here and figure out if I'm the birthday, if I'm the cake, if I'm the fucking entree or the meal. I'm all of it. I'm the table, bitch. Not you. Like, you're not the.
Damn. I was
bad.
like, that was so
coming at you.
strict. It's giving birthday planner.
Okay.
Actually, it's giving you are like the birthday person. It's either like, if it's not going your way, then you're just gonna be upset because you feel upset about this right now.
I just think it's stupid. You know what it is?
I'm no fun.
I'm not a sheep. I'm not a go with the trend kind of person. And I feel like every other week there's a trend that pops up. See? Shit like that. It's a trend that pops up and it's like, oh, this is cool. And then everybody hops on it until the next trend comes. It's just a bunch of sheep. It's stupid. I mean,
I hear what you're saying, but like, I don't always think though it has to be a sheep mentality either. Like, it could just be like a funny thing for the now, and then we move on to the next funny thing. Like, does it make absolutely no sense? Yeah, it's just like the 6'7" thing. But
that was stupid. Oh, Dino Nuggets is coming out with a 6'7". No, not Dino. Purdue. You know the Purdue. When I first saw it, I thought they were talking about University of Purdue.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, why the fuck are they making chicken nuggets?
Yep.
But Purdue, the brand, is coming up with a 6'7".
Purdue should collab with Purdue Chicken.
Yeah.
I feel like they should be a sponsor and give them free chicken.
Yeah.
Well, all right then, because that was a little anticlimactic.
Well, I thought it was great.
I mean, yeah, I feel like for me, I'm gonna wake it up a little bit with this. I do think it's funny that how these trends have been coming about. That for me, I feel like is always the big question for me. Because like, yes, some of it doesn't make sense, but other times I'm just like, well, how did this even start for it to now just be a trending thing? But I think in reality, people who come up with these trends, whether they're subjectively good or bad, or however, it can be objective as well too. I think the real skill set though is like being able to come up with something and just allow it to grow for itself. Because somebody came up with it and then boom, now we just out here just talking about it no matter what.
I guess.
I mean, either fashion.
That side of it's cool, yes. And how did it get, to that point.
Right.
I agree and hear what you're saying. And I'm not one of those people like, oh, everything has to be of substance and this, that. That's not what I'm saying. But like, make it worth my while. That's like when, remember during COVID when everybody was climbing the crates?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I just saw a video the other day about that. I was like, dang.
You feel me? And that went
was really a time.
And that went crazy.
That was so unsafe. But yeah.
Like, but it got over 1 billion. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, no.
What do we like? Again, it doesn't all have to be of substance and depth and whatever, but like,
yeah.
Are you the birthday? Like,
I definitely don't think I'm the birthday. I'm gonna say I'm the birthday banner. You know, I just be there, but I be minding my business. Just hanging,
okay, just that's what's up
in the background, just chilling.
I think I'm the birthday cake. I'm enjoyed by everybody.
Okay, we love that. We love that. Now, we talking about cakes. Is you ice cream cake? Is you know, like the sheet cake from Big Y?
No, I'm bougie.
Are you the half vanilla, half chocolate? Are you layered?
No, I'm a cheesecake ice cream cake. Yeah.
A cheesecake like together cheesecake.
All in one, yeah.
They make that?
Nope.
Okay.
Somebody do. This nigga said I'm vanilla. That's crazy. Journey's a J!
First of all, vanilla is a solid staple. It will never get tiresome. What's wrong with that?
Vanilla's plain and boring. You ever hear like, oh, that girl's vanilla?
I mean, yeah, people say that when, you know, like you're basic. But I'm like, vanilla is a sturdy staple flavor. Ice cream, cake, you can't go wrong with it. And it's universal because vanilla is always going to be the base for most things. And then you enhance it to be some other flavor. Unless you're like red velvet, you got to use a chocolate base. I don't know.
No.
It's giving the whack ass birthday gift. That's how much this hate is. It's a birthday gift. That was whack.
Well, with all that being said, we're going to move on to...
On this day.
On.
This.
Day. Whoo! Bars. So I know Ash got some things that she want to get off her chest, but before we dive into that, some shit's going on that I just want to run across y'all. WNBA is on fire right now. AZ Fudd went number 1 overall.
Oh my gosh, that's
Love
what I
her.
want to talk about.
Think she's fire, but I don't think she was the number 1 pick.
Really? Who you think should have been number 1?
Old girl from UCLA.
Betts?
Yeah, you know what it is? Did they need another guard? And if AZ Fudd didn't have the relationship with Paige Beckers, would she have went number 1?
Don't do that.
I'm not saying she wouldn't have went like 1 through 5. You get what I'm saying? But like, you already have Paige Beckers.
Okay, but also Dallas is need.
They need a lot
of things. So like,
right? That's I get it.
AZ Fudd is versatile though.
Versatile where? She's only playing the 1 or the 2.
But what she brings both offensively and defensively as well. Did she have a not so good game? Yes. The entire team did not have a good game when it counted.
Yes.
However, though, like her skill set and her entire college career.
Yeah, but she and I think she's good, right? And then by no means am I mad that she's dating Paige Beckers and not me. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is like,
you feel like because of that connection that she went to Dallas because of that?
Like, let's talk about nepotism. Definitely, Paige Beckers had a role in her going to Dallas.
You really think so?
100%.
But Dallas still had number 1 pick regardless. So even if AZ wasn't number 1,
you go get Betts.
Okay, but she wasn't number 1 though. AZ was. So that's what it is. Like, I don't like.
Was she the best player in the draft?
I'm biased. I'm gonna say yes. Because I like the play style of AZ Fudd. And I'm not discrediting all the other picks.
No, I mean, for sure.
UCLA, their entire senior draft that got into...
It was all 6 of them or something, right?
Yeah, that got into the draft. All of them got onto teams. Which I'm like, kudos to UCLA. Like, Homegirl did her big one. That is a big flex to say that all of your players that went to the draft got drafted. 4 of them got drafted within the first round alone.
Right.
So, like, kudos to her. I just think, though, the lines are getting blurred when it comes to the whole AZ and Paige dynamic and why AZ ended up at Dallas. I don't think Paige... First of all, and even if Paige wanted to, she doesn't make the final say.
Okay, so you mean to tell me you don't think star players, right, across all sports, don't have a say in like, hey, I want you to draft this person. Hey, go get this person.
I think if they want that consideration taken into, sure, but like they're not cutting the checks, they're not making the decisions, they're not in the room.
But you got to keep you. Sometimes they are.
Sometimes, but I feel in my spirit that I do not believe that Paige Becker was in that room talking to them in their side ear and be like, make sure you get AZ, make sure you get AZ. I want AZ. I
tell you what. If they didn't ask her, they had to at least go to her. Knowing their dynamic. Why would
they go to what? Just to make sure it would be fine if that they drafted her?
Paige is going to be a cornerstone of the WNBA for the foreseeable future and women's basketball. We know that, right? So if Dallas plans to keep her, right? Hey, what's y'all dynamic? Hey, if we bring her over here, yada, yada. Hey, we're thinking about bringing AZ. What you think? There's no way that there was not a conversation between Dallas and Paige.
So I agree. I think that there was a conversation had. However, at the end of the day, like, I just think that, and this is not to you, but this is just to men in general. Like, I think they just have a hard time understanding women dynamics when it comes to sports. Like, y'all niggas think that, like, women can't separate the two. Like, all these people...
That has nothing to do with...
No, it does. It does.
Not at all.
Yes, it does. Like, all these people on the internet, all they have been going on and on about, even too when it came to the press conference, they literally...
and they was trying to, like, ambush her. And
well, they didn't ambush her, but a lot of people felt like Dallas shouldn't have commented. They should have allowed AZ to respond to the question and make the judgment of if she wants to respond or not. Sure. But at the end of the day, like, I just think that it's this weird dynamic that people keep pushing, because regardless of AZ, if say AZ answered, if media didn't like the answer she gave, boom, now they're running with some other bullshit.
They would have turned it into
if she did answer, they're still going to run with another narrative. Like, at the end of the day, it's always going to be damn if you do, damn if you don't. But I think as a male-dominated society when it comes to the sports industry, y'all niggas have a hard time understanding women dynamics and think that every little thing is going to, like, disrupt the possibility that women could actually and successfully separate the fucking two things. Like, just because they're on teams, because, yeah, a lot of people have also said this about, you know, the WNBA allows, you know, same couples to be on the same teams and all of this and all of that. And I'm like, yeah.
That's people's livelihood.
That is different. And yes, in some other organizations and business industries, they don't it's frowned upon, or they want you to work in separate departments, but you could work at the same company. And in sports, there's a lot more flexibility because they're not under the same type of dynamics. But at the end of the day, like, AZ Fudd and Paige Beckers are not in college anymore. They're grown-ass women having a professional job. They can separate the two, because we didn't even fucking know that they were together the entire time that they were playing at UConn. Yes, there was all that speculation, but until they said something, nobody knew. And now that we know, now that they're on the same team again, everybody's like, all like, oh, you know, what if they break up, or what if they have a fight? Now that's going to affect the dynamic. Are you saying, oh, Paige had a play in getting AZ to the team? Why can't AZ just get on the team because she's a badass and she's good at what she does? Why does it have to be somebody else helping her to get on to the team?
Can I answer all of those questions?
You can go ahead.
So first of all, I appreciate you saying, when you say y'all niggas, that did not apply to me.
Because you didn't say it in that moment, but I'm just like, it's y'all.
My argument was not that she does not deserve to be in the W. My argument was not that she's not good. Like I said, I still think she would have went top 3, top 2, whatever the case was. For me, it's about winning. Right, I was having an argument with somebody the other day about like some of the best shooting guards, right? Mm-hmm. And somebody was saying Harden over Dwayne Wade, right? And my argument was like, yes, numbers don't lie, right? But at the end of the day, what people will always remember is who won. Dwayne Wade has the hardware, right? Now, when you go back and look at AZ, she made a lot of progression each year. Each year she got better. You cannot deny that.
Right. And outside of her injuries and all.
Right. Aside from injuries, which, shit happens, but she progressed every year. And I'm definitely not saying she's a bum. By all means, she definitely would have been a top 3 pick, regardless of if she went 1, 2, or 3. Right?
Okay.
And she deserved that 100%. But when you look at, and I even feel this about Caitlin Clark, right? You're one of the greatest scorers the game has ever seen. Men, women, college, WNBA, and you're one of the greatest scorers ever. But you guys know I'm not a big Caitlin Clark fan. Why? Because she did not win, right? So now when it comes to AZ, I'm not a fan of her
because she got no defense.
There's multiple reasons I don't like her, but that's a whole nother conversation. When it comes to AZ, right? This was your year to lead UConn, right? And I understand that UCLA had this, that, the third. South Carolina, there's a whole bunch. You got to play the best game, all the things, right? And arguably, she wasn't even the best player on UConn this past year. You could make that debate.
Who do you think was the best then? Who do you think?
You don't think Sarah Strong's better than her as a sophomore?
I mean,
they're also different positions.
I was gonna say, it's a little bit hard with different positions.
But also, who would you rather build your team around? That, again, preference, that's a whole nother conversation, right? But
I understand what you're saying. I also think, though, at the end of the day, the team is gonna go.
Who was the best? And that's what I was gonna get to.
Not even who was the best,
who's the
but
best
also
fit?
what they need.
And to your point, Dallas needed a long
I was
list.
they have a shit ton of things that they need, but it's
and she filled one of those needs.
And you got to see what's practical. Because again, too, it's just the draft. Excuse me. There's still, right now we're still in, first week of training. There's still another line of cuts that still have to be made. Which
is crazy.
I mean, it's the franchise. We don't have the space and the capacity right now.
In a few years, they will. Hopefully.
Yeah, but for now, there's still another line of cuts.
Right.
Because they could only really keep 2 people as their development players. So
which won't be her. She'll get burned.
She will be utilized in all capacities for sure. And I mean, even just, I don't know if you fully watched the draft, but even with Betts, their team went big. Every single player, the shortest player was 6 feet.
Right. It's a different plan. It's a different across.
Yeah, so I'm every team is strategically trying to weigh out the outcomes and see what they do and see what they can make shake on top of who they're bringing on from just returning, who they're trying to get from other teams, who's also coming back into the league. We saw Kennedy, she came back from overseas and now she signed a training contract with Aces. We also saw, Evans, she got put on a indefinite not returning back because of her leg injury. So it's everybody is in different spaces of what they need and what they can, but also too with the CBA and that Supermax.
I was going to say
that is changing the game a lot with now who is in their eyes, who do we keep financially on top of what are they bringing to the league and to their team
and
versus who do we let go to free up now more financial equity to then say okay, we can pursue now 3 other players in 3 different positions than this one guard.
Yeah. So the W is in a for itself a foreign space because it's growing. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, it's definitely in a
good space. It's growing.
For sure.
And kind of you just brought up, Asia Wilson got the first $1 million contract, and that lasted for all of 7 minutes before Aaliyah Boston signed. What was it, 6.3?
Well, Marina Mabry actually got the first $1 million contract.
Was it?
Yeah, because she got drafted first to Toronto Tempo.
Okay.
So it was her first, then it was Asia, then it was
Aaliyah
Boston.
said,
I do not agree with. I'm not saying that Boston shouldn't have gotten $1 million contract. But
more than Asia? Is that where you're going with it?
Yeah, I firmly do not agree with that, but y'all can think what you want.
Yeah.
You could come at me if you want to, but don't come with your mama.
Also further in on this day. NBA playoffs have started, is off to a hot, fun start.
A lot of interesting upsets.
Yeah.
Just with like first game turnouts.
Yeah. Knicks tie 1-1 by the time people see. Oh, it'll only be next week. So that series,
true.
Go Hawks.
Wemby had a nasty behind the bag.
I am a big Wemby fan.
Nasty behind the bag dunk.
Not only as a player, but the way he carries himself and his professionalism and
he's not here for the bullshit. He's not here for the bullshit.
I am slowly becoming a very big Wemby fan.
I hope his just overall demeanor and discernment, I hope that influences other folks
for sure
to say like, I should be doing this if I haven't,
right?
And if I aspire to, like, this is a model that I can follow.
Word.
But yeah, no.
And then I got one more before you, because I know you said you got some shit.
I mean, you kind of read my mind. I was going to bring up the W.
My bad.
No, it's okay.
The last thing, we all know gas prices been up and shit, and it's just my turn to bitch and complain about it, because what the fuck am I do about it?
Damn.
But we all know the U.S. and Iran are at war, but they are at a ceasefire that may or may not still be going by the time
standstill.
This shit airs. But both sides accuse each other of violating the shit, and I think it would be dope. Spencer actually brought this up to actually like educate ourselves and have like a actual dialogue about that sometime. But as of right now, we not at war. We just at a ceasefire. Like, yo, what you doing? But who knows how much longer. I did see before.
I mean,
they extended it.
I don't trust the Oompa Loompa in the suit that is in office right now to honor said ceasefire, because he has no honor or discernment or morals,
decency, or
just overall just basic good human ethics of anything. So, I mean, I can only say is we shouldn't be surprised. We, as in the Americans shouldn't be surprised, because I wasn't surprised. Americans should not be surprised that people from other areas and countries are being more vocal now about not putting up with America's bullshit. Like
nah, bro, we ain't co-signing this
anymore. I think a lot of it was taken as, either people are not wanting to get involved with it, maybe they're avoiding it, or they're just like, you know what, I'm picking peace for myself and the safety of my own country. But I think to assume that, America had this like one up to just like bully other countries,
we gonna do what we want,
and not think that there's gonna have
a leg to stand on.
I was like, to think that they weren't going to retaliate back in any shape, form, or fashion, I think is astronomically insane.
Well, my thing is, if they start a draft and start, like doing shit, first of all, I need you to zoom in right here, right? When y'all start doing a draft, pick the niggas that voted for him, right? Because that ain't got shit to do with us.
I mean, secondly, I don't know. It don't seem like they going based on political views.
You're right, but that's what I'm saying. That's my. The second thing is, if y'all niggas over there overseas want to get froggy and leap at the motherfuckers that voted for him. Leave us out of this shit, because we don't support. I ain't gonna sit here and say we with you, but like we get your frustrations. So that's it. That's where I stand. We don't like them either. Right?
I just know if shit about to get crazy, do I get a discount on my rent?
My tenants don't. Sorry.
Cause I just feel like if shit could possibly blow up at any moment, why am I still paying rent?
I saw this thing the other day that was like the way to survive the first week of a zombie apocalypse. And like one of the things it said was like, don't rush to try to leave your state because everybody will. And then the second thing was like, don't stay on the first floor, right? Because easy access zombies ain't can't climb stairs and blah blah, right?
They can't.
Not like Walking Dead zombies, although by season 12 they could, but that's long ways. So my thing is like, I wonder what it's gonna look like. It was like outside, and then I'm like at Spencer's door, or like trying to get on the third floor. Like, I mean, I got the keys, but like, y'all gonna let me in, right? Like, what?
Gonna have to have a conversation with your teammates.
I'm about to put that shit in leases. Like, if there's a zombie apocalypse, you must.
No way.
I'm just trying to make it, quit my day job. You heard? today's topic.
Yeah, so today we are gonna talk about
Bad bitch. No, I'm playing.
I mean, every day is a good day to talk about bad bitches.
I don't know nothing about no bad bitches.
I'm sitting right here, please.
True.
Yeah, so today we're gonna talk about our favorite word that everybody's allergic to: accountability.
Hey, yo.
I mean, am I wrong or am I right?
Nah, you right.
All right. So yeah, we're going to just get into accountability versus, honesty. I think sometimes people, how do I best say it? People love saying, I'm just being real. I'm just being honest. But I think sometimes that does get, there's a fine line between when you're being honest and trying to hold somebody accountable, and then when you're also just like being just downright disrespectful and just being rude, and you covering up by saying like, yeah, like I'm just keeping it real. So, let's get back into the basics. Let's define our differences and our definitions. So what does accountability mean to you, Jacob?
Ooh, accountability. What does it mean to me? I hate when sometimes y'all be asking me definitions because I be knowing what it mean in my head and I be wanting to say the definition, but then I be like, damn, I'm about to use the word in the definition. And it's like playing a game of Taboo and shit. But a cab, baby, I can't even fucking speak. Accountability to me means being held to a standard.
Okay.
For your actions, your thoughts, and being held to a standard by not only yourself but also your peers and people in your circle.
Okay. And what do you think brutal honesty means?
The thing about brutal honesty, like you kind of just said it, like sometimes being brutally honest, like I can keep it a stack with you and not be disrespectful. Right. But sometimes you might not like what I have to say, and that can be perceived as disrespect. And then there is a time that, I might have to respectfully disrespect you. No, respectfully disrespect you. Like I might have to just come at you and be like, yo, as long as I'm not crossing no lines, you might not really like what I got to say. Right. But I got to like, nah, you're all the way fucked up. Right. You get what I'm saying? So that's...
Yeah. I know. I think for me, I've always said, like, I'm not a yes man. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear, because that's the only true way I think accountability works. Right. When you are... For me, I feel like accountability and being brutally honest are in the same thing for me, because when I am holding someone fully accountable, I also am going to be brutally honest with you.
But the shit is, sometimes people they run from accountability. Like, you know what? I'm not going to have this conversation with Ash. One, because I don't want to be held accountable, but two, I'm not ready for that brutal honesty.
Right. And some people I will ask people like, hey, like, do you want me to be fully honest with you? Are you ready to fully accept my honesty? Or are we more at a phase of like, we're just kind of venting and I'm listening and, being a soundboard?
But that's important.
Right. And I think it takes a lot of self-awareness and emotional intelligence to really be able to dissect that and where you're at in terms of like receiving and responding to your friends, your families, your partners, because I think all of that can be translated in each of those dynamics. I know someone said constructive criticism or disrespect, though. I think... And this is also tough, too, because I know some folks will feel slighted by what I have to say. I definitely think, especially in this last two generations that are out here in these streets, I definitely think in their minds, they are taking constructive criticism as disrespect. And they can't properly discern the two because... One, they don't like what the constructive criticism has to say, and then they take it personally to then reflect on their own. They take full ownership of it as like, this is now who I am as a person, and now you're coming at me as a person, versus like, I just made a mistake.
So you kind of just took the words out of my mouth, because one thing that I've had to learn that is, if somebody, I don't want to use the word criticizes, but it's like critiquing me or like coming at me with some advice like, yo, Jay, you kind of did this wrong or whatever. Yeah. I had to learn to not always take things defensive. Right. Because my thing is like, if you know me, my character, if you know me as a person, you know that wasn't my intention, but you also know that like, nah, that's not even how I meant that, right? Yeah. But you're offering a different perspective, and that's all criticism is. Right. So
there's just that negative connotation that I think society has really gaslit and exacerbated when it comes to criticism.
Exacerbate.
Oh my God. That they just automatically take, I think, and it's like a wave almost of like, once someone thinks that now they're in a setting of like, you know, we could be cool, we're having great conversation, we're kiki, ha ha ha, and then once that switch flips, where now it gets like a little more serious,
the tone
changes. Now it's like this wave of just like, oh shit, like they're about to really like tell me about myself, when it's just like, no, like I'm just here to give you that feedback of, like you said, that different perspective. And also too, you can always think like you're doing something right until someone else on the outside looking in can also show you like, yeah, you're doing this really well, and then you might be doing something else wrong, and that's okay, because we as people, if we knew everything, then I feel like the world would be set up way differently than how it is.
Facts.
So it's like, we obviously don't know everything. We're not at this point in all of our stages of life and where we're at in life, we're not supposed to know everything, because if we did, we would also be at a different, we wouldn't be where we are right now, you know? So I think like keeping that in mind, and also understanding too, as a person giving that feedback or giving that, you know, response, to hold that person accountable. What up, Sade? The Saray. What up, girl?
Yo, what up, Saray? I ain't seen you in a minute. Yo.
But that is, I think, something that's like really crucial of understanding, and that is also a big life lesson skill when it comes to just working in any type of setting of a workplace, because there are a lot of jobs where you're going to have to get that feedback, but not take it too serious as like, damn, like they just literally almost like called me out my name, and not like I'm a piece of shit, like I can't do nothing right.
But tone matters.
For sure. Like, for sure.
Like, you should be able to say what you gotta say. Yeah. And one thing I do, especially because more times than not, I don't really like give a fuck. Yeah. Like, I'm gonna just tell you what it is. But I'll preface something like, hey man, I ain't trying to come at you no way, or hey, I'm not trying to take away from, or you know,
almost give that like pre-warning label before you go like,
hey, I'm about to fuck you up, you know what I mean? Yeah. But tone matters, because yes, I'm coming from a good place, and you shouldn't take it away, and I already know that if Spencer was here with us, he's not dead, y'all. He's just going through some things. But like, you know, if he was here with us, he would say, I'm not responsible for how you feel about what I say. Right.
You can take how I said it how you want to take it.
That we should start a new segment. What would Spencer say? Like, if he was here, that shit would be nuts. Oh, no Diddy. But
he definitely would say like, oh, well, I'm not responsible for how you take it, or be like,
why both our voices sounds like Patrick from fucking SpongeBob when we do a Spencer voice. But like,
I give everybody that voice though. I just want to make that clear, because some people are like, damn, why you make me sound like that? It's not you. Everybody get that.
But you're not responsible how you feel, but I am responsible for how I gave you this message.
Right. Like I've always said, you know, it's the impact over intent. Like, you can have good intentions, but how that impact comes over will always, like how we talked about before, people only care about who wins. People are only going to remember how what you said made them feel and not always what you actually were saying. Like a small part of it will resonate if they're truly listening and ready to receive that part. But if not, I feel like majority of the time it is really them going to be taking it from that lens of like, damn, like, but why they say it like that? And if they said it like that, do they really mean this? If they really meant that, then are they really my friend? And then if they're not really my friend, why are they walking around my face smiling, kiki and hanging out with me when really you don't fuck with me? So then you just praying on my downfall.
And now you just spiraling.
Right, like now it's just a whole spiral where now you think everybody an op on you trying to prey on your downfall. Really,
I was just trying to help you. Just
right, like I'm just trying to like, you know, have a heart to heart.
If tone matters, then lack of understanding and empathy should be held in the same regard. I don't really get that, because where does the empathy come if you're trying to help them?
So, I mean, if we want to break it all the way down.
Break it down.
So empathy, because again, too, people confuse sympathy with empathy. So empathy for someone who's an empath, I would consider myself an empath for most things, because I can always resonate truly with people on that deeper level, what they're going through, because I've also experienced it myself. And that's essentially what you're doing. You're able to fully understand all of the emotions, all of the feelings, all of the moving parts of someone's situation, because you yourself went through that.
Or didn't. You could just feel it, right? Sometimes that's what an empath...
So sympathy is, I may not have fully gone through all of that, so I don't fully know what you're truly going through, but I still feel I don't want to say sorry, but like, no, I still feel bad that like this is happening to you. So like, I can still show you that care and show you that emotion and show you like, I'm sorry that's going through it now, but like, I can only give you my sympathy. I can't empathize with you because like, I've never gone through that.
But I thought empaths take on the feelings and emotions of others.
I mean, that's
regardless of, like, I don't have to, and I'm not saying this is what the definition is, I'm saying my understanding. Mm-hmm. An empath is somebody who takes on a feeling or emotion based on what somebody is going through, whereas sympathy is like, I'm sorry. Yeah, like, damn, I feel bad for you. Yeah. But like, I didn't have to go through that. I could have went through that, but yeah, to me, empathy is, I can understand what you feel, or I feel what you feel, but I don't have to feel bad. Whereas sympathy is like, you know, whether I went through it or not, damn, I feel bad you went through that shit.
I mean, I don't think that there should also be, because that also feeling of like, damn, I feel bad for that person, I think that also can get slightly misconstrued too, with just like, I can have the compassion for you, but I'm not going to pity you.
So when you have sympathy, with sympathy comes pity. And that was a question, not a statement.
Yes. No. So
yeah,
no. Yes, I know that was a question, not a statement. And no, it shouldn't, but some people do. Like, some people don't know how to actually have compassion for someone without pitying you. Because when you pity someone, you're just like, oh my gosh, like, I'm so sorry that happened. Like, you know, let me take it easy on you. Let me not push you too hard. I'm going to just, you know, go real easy on you. But then it's like, for me, I've always said this, like, when it comes to, like, when I used to work at the clinic with the kids on the autism spectrum, like, I'm working with school age kids. Yes, they have autism, but like, little Johnny's still 4.
Right.
I'm not going to pity him because he has autism. As much as he has autism, he also is a 4-year-old, knowing,
like, you know what the fuck,
like, you knew you wanted to step on my new kicks. Like, you saw I came in.
You looked at my shoes.
You saw that these was new nice shoes, fresh out the pack, and you was like, I'm gonna just step on them, cause I told you no, you couldn't have your snack right now.
I felt it.
Right.
I think that would be a dope episode. Compassion versus sympathy versus empathy.
Oh yeah, I would love to find like someone in the community who feels, I don't want to say like they aren't, but like someone who fully says that I am an empath. I can empathize with any person I come in contact with. Bet. Step into the room. Pull up a chair. Because I want to see, if you say so, can you empathize with me then? Can you empathize with you? Empathize with our followers? I just want to see something. That's it. But that's just on another tangent. But going back to tone and intention, you know.
The way to circle that back.
Yeah, just circle it real back. We'll wrap around. That was another point that I wanted to bring up, you know, about delivery, because that is a big thing when we talk about that. And, you know, does intention matter more than the delivery? Can a message be right but delivered the wrong way? And my biggest question when we're thinking about all of those things that we talked about just now, because that was like really great feedback and just going back and forth. My biggest question is, do you think people hide behind honesty because they don't know how to communicate with care? Got 'em, boys. Boom.
So you said something about, like, you know, with the intent, right? Mm-hmm. I didn't mean to say that, or that's not what I meant.
Right.
You said it.
Yes.
You know, and a lot of times, you know, people will turn around and be like, you know, think before you speak, or
right.
Well,
or some people say like, well, I'm sorry that made you feel that way.
Right. And
people love saying that.
Yeah.
I've been victim of that too. I'm gonna be honest. I'll be like, damn, I'm sorry that made you feel that way.
And it's the light of, like, you know, I had this to say. Mm-hmm. You might not like how I said it. You might not like what I'm saying.
Right.
But I could still deliver it in a manner that is appetizable. Now, that doesn't mean I have to appease to everybody.
Right. Because you don't want to start almost having to walk on eggshells or censor yourself.
Because now the message is gone.
Right.
You're not getting the full delivery. And sometimes, I know what you said, impact over intent. Mm-hmm. Sometimes that impact is, you don't know, this shit needs to hit you.
Right. Sometimes
you know what I mean?
You might have to get a little upset for you to also maybe wake up.
And that's the thing, like, no, I told you that because I knew it was going to piss you off.
Right.
And maybe you needed to be pissed off to look in the mirror.
Yeah.
Or to understand.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So sometimes I don't think they're really hiding behind the honesty, to circle it back to your question.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think that honesty is a tool that is used, you know, I don't want to say as a weapon, but like.
Right. No, I think honesty does get weaponized.
And then sometimes it's also maybe a weapon that's misused. Right. You get what I mean? Sometimes, like, nah, I gotta just rip this Band-Aid off and be like, yo, if you keep down this path, yada, yada, yada. But the thing about honesty is, and to, you know, circle it to accountability, sometimes folks ain't always, I could be spot on with what I tell you. Mm-hmm. The tone could be perfect, the impact, the delivery. If you are not ready to hear that and be held accountable, you're not going to hear it.
Yeah, it's not going to hit the same.
You know? So that's where it's like one of those things that, like, accountability, can you be held accountable by others if you're not ready to be held accountable by yourself? Right. You know?
No, definitely self-accountability, I think, is something that I don't know about your social media feeds, but lately I have seen a lot of people come out more and say, like, you know, I'm trying to hold myself accountable, and they'll be like, chat, you can hold me accountable too, da 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 da. And so it definitely makes me think of just, I think true accountability does start with yourself. Is it easy? Absolutely not. But I do think that with the right discernment and also having that community to really help push you and get you back on track, if they see that you fell down or they see that you're slipping and you need to get back on the horse, like, hey, no, like, this is what you said you wanted to do. Like, this ain't it. You need to get back on it.
See, but that's the thing. And you just hit it on the head, that accountability starts with yourself, right? Mm-hmm. Because it's like the conversation you and I were having yesterday when you asked, like, hey, do you want to go run any more marathons or any races, whatever? The first thing I told you was like, I'm reluctant to say yes.
Yeah.
Because if I say, the second I say yes, the second I tell myself I'm doing something,
right,
I know that I have to do it. Not because you going to turn around and be like, damn, Jacob, what happened? Or whatever. I open my mouth, and part of accountability comes discipline. You know what I mean? I now have to navigate this, and I don't want to say something on myself that like, nah, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Hey, Ash, you need me to come help you move. A lot of the times, and sometimes I find myself in situations like, damn, I told Ash I was going to help her move, but then I forgot I already had this going on. And because I said I was going to do something, I now try to find a way to be in two places at once.
Yeah.
You know, and like part of that,
teleporting just yet.
And part of that accountability is like either, yo, Ash, my bad, I already did that, or because I'm like, damn, I don't want to let Ash down, I got to figure this shit out.
Right.
You know? But that's me being, you know, well, one, I was already undisciplined because I was unorganized, but two, holding myself to a standard of being a man or a person of your word, you know? And I think that when it comes to accountability, morals is a big part of accountability. And some folks got questionable morals, but two, don't know what to do when their morals are challenged. Oh, hey, sister.
Yeah, no, definitely. I feel like they say it all the time about, even when it comes to workplaces and different dynamics in your jobs, of just like, you know, there are going to be times, I think of politicians automatically because that's like the biggest space they say like where your morals will be questioned. And it's like everybody starts off like real green, real good, everything's cool. And then there's always that one point where something happens and now your morals are being questioned. You're not the same person when you leave than how you started. And I think that's definitely very interesting because I'm like, that's right there, like the accountability factor of just like, at what point was, if not yourself, then anybody else around you, were they gonna hold you accountable? Was anybody gonna even just ask a question like, hey, like, should we be doing this? Or like, is this what you really wanted?
See, but folks can't differentiate like professional and personal. You get what I'm saying? Like sometimes people will go into a job and say like, oh, this is what the job requires.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I always tell people, I'm a human before I'm a BT. So don't ask me to go do some shit that as a man and as a human, I ain't gonna get jiggy with, because I know that if I wasn't here at this job, I wouldn't do that. And I'm not about to go sit in a meeting or just say some shit just to make you happy when I know that's not who I am as a person. You know what I mean? Because now you're gonna try and hold me accountable. Oh, well, why did you do this? Because the job told me? Nah, that's not how it works. That's not how I work, at least. But we're, you know, in regards to accountability and being honesty, is it fair to hold people to different accountability, or does everybody have the same standard across?
I think there should be a general standard that everybody's held to. I think everyone does have a different level, or cause I think expectations also come into play when it comes to,
that was my next point.
when it comes to the accountability part, because when you're also holding somebody accountable, you're also expecting them to stay true to like whatever that accountability factor is. So I definitely think in different friend dynamics, because, you know, you have some people that you've known for a year, you've known your entire lifetime, you've known just for 2 weeks. Like, depending on how those relationships are, in your mind, you have different expectations of that, because I think expectations are based upon your overall just like relationship and how you develop with that person around you in your life. So for me, I definitely have different standards of accountability for certain friends, but as just overall being my friend, there's a general baseline of accountability. And like I said it earlier too, but I think my basic accountability standard for being my friend is just like, I don't need you sugarcoating shit for me.
Tell me how it is.
Like, just tell me how it is, tell me what it is, and tell me what it ain't. And we could kind of, from there, you could do that, then you still in the circle. If we starting to have issues with that, or I just feel like you starting to move funny, then we gonna have to have, reevaluation of things. But I definitely think though, people, they may say no, like everybody should be held to the same standard, but like that's not realistic because nobody is held to the same standard.
Right.
I do think though, sometimes people want to hold everyone to the same standard, but you can't because not everybody is the same. So like, it has to really be personalized to that dynamic that you have with that person, because I think when people do try to hold someone to an expectation or hold them accountable for something that they might hold than the next person, it might be unfair to that first person because maybe they're just not there yet within their skill set of what they bring to that relationship for you to then say like they can do that. And then people are like, oh, well, I shouldn't be, lowering my standards. I shouldn't be, devaluing like what I have set for myself. And I'm just like, that's understandable. And no, you should not lower your standards. You should not feel like you're asking for too much. But I think it's also important as an individual to look at what you're asking of that person and what they're also capable of.
And that's where expectations come into play.
Right. Because if it's not aligning, I think people think if you have to meet someone where they're at, then you're not, like, it's almost like it's a negative where it's like, now I'm sacrificing myself to meet you where you're at. And I think in certain cases that is true. But I think like, if you're supposed to be friends with somebody, you say like, this person is a friend. This person has held me down. They're meeting all my friend qualification, expectations, whatever you want to call it, checking them off the box. And
it's time that I check.
That you see them struggling maybe with an expectation that you wanted for them. I think like as an individual, you should look at yourself and be like, is what I'm expecting you to do feasible and possible for you? And, maybe that might be the thing that sees like, is this friendship coming to an expiration date? Or do you have to understand like that person's in their own journey of growing and understanding? And like, if they're not there to do that yet, it doesn't mean that they never will be. Because that's a difference too. Excuse me. I think people confuse meeting somebody where they're at as the person's being lazy. And I think, yes, some people are lazy and they don't want to meet your expectations. They're like, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not fucking with that. Like, that's not me. But I think there are other times where genuinely like an individual may not be able to.
And it's not fair if you're meeting someone where they're at, if they don't meet your expectations. However, if they can't meet your expectations, then sometimes that's just...
Yeah, like then you got to look at the entire environment.
But your expectations also got to be real.
Yeah, like that's why I'm like, you can't be expecting somebody to do X, Y, and Z when it's like expecting somebody to be a manager when they're just a cashier.
Yeah, if somebody sets expectations, it is not my job to meet those expectations. Like, how do I word that?
Yeah, because like I feel like you saying that, I think that comes off of when people are like, no, like I'm not doing that shit. Like that doesn't seem something that
I don't know
I'm comfortable with because I just don't like it. Like it's making me doing something that might help me or make me grow. So I'm like, nah, I'm not fucking with that. I'm not gonna do it.
I don't know, and I'm saying this on the fly, so I don't really know if it makes sense. I don't know if I have expectations of my friends, whereas I just have a certain standard, and within those standards, I know the type of person you are. You get what I'm saying? So I don't expect you to act a certain way. I don't like if you are like my type people, right? I don't expect shit from you, but I know the type of person you are. And with that, like I can't expect certain things of certain people. Like I'm probably never gonna expect Drew to show up somewhere on time. You get what I mean? I just know the nigga's always late. But
okay,
you know what I mean? So it's certain things like I'm not putting certain expectations because you met this standard, and within those standards I accepted who you are and put you in this category. You get what I'm trying to say? I don't know if that's realistic. I don't know if that's real, but
no, I think everybody does end up fitting into a box. I mean, with that example of like lateness, though, I think that is something that,
like, bro, come on.
Yeah, like I think at some point, like if a friend's always late, you can be a bit more.
Like I'm gonna have to give him the wrong time at my wedding.
Well, I think that's another caveat people do. Like,
they use the word.
People will, if people know. Like I have a couple of friends who are just like, yeah, I know y'all not all gonna be on time, so I tell you the time's 2 hours before when it actually is, so that even if you are late, then you're still on time.
If I gotta tell you 2 hours
and I'm just
before,
like, don't do that.
We don't gotta be friends.
Don't do that, because I'm like, come on now, like. And I think that's a big thing, though. I know a lot of my friends are in that journey of just like, I'm trying to be on time. Like I had the intention to be on time and then it just didn't work out. So it's like, I'm really trying to be intentional about being on time to things. So it's like, yeah, with that, I don't know if I would fully put that person, like I can use Drew specifically, but like, in general,
yeah.
I think me as an individual, if I know too, like that is just a standard of just like, no, like everybody needs to be on time. If you're slacking, then I'm not just going to put you in your own box. I'm going to be like, okay, what is really happening that's causing you to be late? Do we need to like, do you want help or whatever? Of like, come on,
I don't got time for that. Bro.
And there's certain things that you shouldn't, like as a grown person to another grown person, I shouldn't be having to teach grown people what to do, or like even in my case, as the one that's usually a bit younger than other folks, like I'm not in the business of telling grown folks how to do things, but I feel like even then, though, you still end up in those positions.
But, like, it's like the boat leaving at 10 a.m.
Right.
I know you going to show up at 10:30. I shouldn't have to tell you that the boat is leaving at 9:30 so you show up on time. You know what? Ass just going to have to miss this.
I would just tell them, like, hey, like, the boat's leaving at this time, so whether you there or you not.
You getting left.
Yeah, and that's it. That's what it is, and that's what it ain't.
Yeah, like I at my big age of 23, I'm not here to babysit nobody.
That's funny.
Fix your face. Fuck out of here.
But bringing it back to the original question, though, I do think some people do hide behind honesty. Thinking of it like if they don't know how to communicate with care, I think that could definitely be it too. But I think also some people just. They sometimes want to say something that might be out of pocket or just downright wrong. And instead of just like keeping it in a stack and just like, no, just say that shit how it is. They then want to hide behind like, oh, well, like I'm just being real with you.
I think people more hide behind humor.
Oh yeah.
Than honesty.
I've always told people this. I'm like, if I notice that you make the same joke about something between us,
all good jokes contain true shit.
Like a certain amount of times, or like every time something comes up, then I'm just like, I will call it out right there and be like, so
you ain't joking?
I was like, so you want to talk about this? And they'll be like, no, I don't. It was just a joke. I'm like, nah, like you said this joke now like 20 times. Right. So like, what's up?
Yeah, I think people hide more behind humor. because it's easier to be like, oh, I was making a funny,
right?
Than, oh, I'm just being honest. So that gave me, just because you being honest don't give you the right to be a dickhead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's where it's like people will hide more behind humor.
Right.
Because it's easy to say, hey, I was just joking. Or, nah, you know, haha, you know, you always late ass nigga, but, you know,
right.
As opposed to being honest.
Yeah. No, definitely. I
think real niggas could smoothly do both.
Not real niggas could do both. Lighten the mood and hurt feelings at the same time.
That's crazy.
You know, gotta give them a little sandwich. You never heard of the constructive sandwich?
Yeah, I heard it. You said that shit.
Yeah, you said that. Just gotta give people a nice, solid, constructive
coming
sandwich.
At you with a fucking rap.
Damn.
Take that.
It's a little aggressive.
That's okay.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it depends too, though. Because I thought about this as well. Like, even with my next question, I mean, I phrased it for friendship dynamic, but I think it could be in any dynamic, whether it's friends, families, or partners. My question to you is, does everyone have access to be real with you, or does that have to be earned?
It's certain motherfuckers I don't care for your opinion. It's
all
like my friends, right? My tight friends, you got it. I hear it from you. You know what I mean? And then there's other people that like are, you know, in my life or whatever, or I just got to be around you. I don't want to hear shit from you. And I tell you, like, if I ever tell you you got it, just you right, you got it. Like it's certain motherfuckers that I do not value your opinion. I don't value your life experiences. I just don't really care.
Yeah.
So no, not everybody has, cause like, one, who the fuck is you, Cole? Come on the show, right? to who the fuck is you to, one, have a word on what I got going, but on the second note of that, you don't know what I've been through. You don't know where I'm coming from. Like, unless you know. You get what I'm saying? Like, and that's why I said, if you're in my circle, you got it. You know? But more, if you're not in that circle.
Yeah. You know, that's interesting. Because so I do agree that not everybody has access to being real with you. I forgot who said this. It was either a TV show or it was an individual. But they told me that if everybody has something to say about something that you do, you will never live your life. So, the same way when you go to, they use the example of like, if you go to the front desk when you're about to like pay for something, right? Sometimes they have like a tip jar, or if you go somewhere and there's like, oh, a suggestion box. They were like, in life, you need to keep your own suggestion box. Everybody could put shit into that box.
You ain't gotta read it.
But you don't gotta read it. You can be selective of what you take out of it. And so even though everybody's continually going in, they also don't have access to take it out. Like, once you said something, you said it. And some people, you know, kind of what we were talking about before of just like tone, intent, all of those things, you know, are they hiding behind the honesty? Sometimes too, people will say something, they realize now like, oh, like, you know, it's not being received in the way that I want to. So now I have to, like, I'm now trying to go in and fix it. Like, I'm trying to take it back to then spit it back out again. And it's like, unfortunately, you can try to like ease up the situation if it's starting to get intense or whatever because of what you said. But at the end of the day, it's like, once it's said, it's said. Same way, like, once it's posted, it's posted. Once you drop the picture, it's out there. Even if you take it back,
it's there.
The media platforms got it.
So it's funny you say that, and I just saw Jordan hop in the chat. I hope he's still in there, right? Y'all know Jordan. my homeboy from Buffalo, right? Mm-hmm. He's the king of like, bro, I don't want to hear shit from anybody. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because he's like, I'm a dad. I got this. I got that. Like, I'm gonna live my life my way. You're not gonna tell me how to do it,
right?
And there be times I be talking to him like, listen, I know you don't want to hear this, but like, this is just my opinion.
Yeah.
But that's the homie.
Right.
The same way that like, if I do shit, you know what, bro? You the homie. I know it's coming from a good place.
Yeah.
You know me, yada, yada, yada. I don't think I'm better than you. I'm just here to offer a different perspective.
Right.
But he'll be the first one to be like, bro, this is what I'm doing. I'm doing it my way.
Yeah.
Right? And we've had these conversations, and he'll like double down on that, right?
Yeah.
But that's the homie. He can tell me, yo, Jake, you kind of wildin'. Yo, Jake, blah, blah. If it was somebody that I don't really know, hey, I see you kind of moving this way. Cool, just let me keep moving. You get what I'm saying? Like, you like, nah. You know what I mean? But there are people out here that are like, I don't even care. If you are the homie, I don't want to hear it. You know what I mean? And for like my man Jay, I'm still gonna tell you. Yeah. Because listen, you might grab something out of this.
Right.
You know what I mean? To your point, here's the suggestion box. Leave it open. You're still open to the dialogue. Maybe you took something. Maybe you didn't.
Yeah.
But I'd be a bad friend if I just let you walk down that street with no lights on and then be like, hey, bro, that house on the left got some shooters in it. You get what I'm saying? If you the homie, I ain't about to just let you walk blind down the street.
Right.
Now, if you listen or not, that's on you. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So out of love, I got you, but not everybody got right to speak on what I got going over here. Yeah. And more times than not, I ain't even gonna listen.
No, that's fair. I think people, especially I feel in this day and age, there's a lot of opinionated people with active thumbs on the social media.
Twitter fingers. Speaking of that corny nigga in Canada about to drop his album in May. He just announced it on social media as we were going on today. The corny Canadian nigga that I could beat in a boxing match. Oh, now we got a nigga that's clipping our shit. Yo, whoever's editing this shit. Yo, Drake, I'll beat you in a boxing match. Set it up. Charity event. I genuinely believe that.
Okay. This not going to turn out like the race situation on your birthday?
I was drunk and barefoot and ran a half marathon that day. I'm
just saying, you still had the belief.
I didn't lose that race. I beat T that day. The video shows that I was beating her and I pulled up. The video shows it. I will stand on that. Anyways.
Yeah, I was like, we can get.
And that shit ain't cap. I'll give Drake the work.
We can get into that off camera.
I'll give Drake, Aubrey Graham, I'll give you the work.
I don't know who that is, but okay now.
That's Jordan. Aubrey Graham or Jordan?
Aubrey Graham.
That's Drake.
Oh.
See? Corny nigga.
Oh my gosh. So my last and final question to you about our conversation, because we had some good spins on this that I didn't think was going to spin the way it spun. But that's how the vinyl goes. Have you ever been brutally honest and later realized you could have handled it better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
The chuckle is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, sometimes you ain't got to say everything.
Okay. I'm a big less is more.
Yeah, sometimes you ain't got to say everything. Mm-hmm. But even sometimes when you do say things, you could have left that out. Or just, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Have I ever been brutally honest and later realized you could have handled it better? Definitely. For sure. I think
your breath stink.
The minute I decided to stop I've always said it's not that I stopped caring about people's feelings. I stopped censoring myself because I was too caught up in what everyone else was going to think about what I had to say, that then I was more concerned about diluting the truth than just saying like what it is. So I've always said the minute I decided to be an asshole and stop giving a fuck and just saying what it is the day that I think changed a lot of people's perspective on me, because then people started seeing me as like, oh damn, like you just really like just saying shit just like yeah, like you just going sick on them. And it's just like, okay, yeah, there's sometimes I went sick, and there's other times where it's just like, I don't think I went sick enough, like belt to ass, like you should have had a little more pressure applied. Because I think too, people see me as like very, laid back. I'm not always the first one to pop off. But don't get that construed. I
ain't start this shit, but I'm gonna finish it.
Exactly. Like, don't also think that just because I don't start shit that I won't check you about how you're supposed to handle yourself and conduct yourself around me.
So I'm glad you said that, because I needed a minute to think about how I was gonna articulate. There's times that like you might say too much, and when I mean say too much, you didn't even deserve the response that you got. Feel me? So with that being said, I gave you more energy. I gave you control of me, of my emotions when I reacted or when I went in on you. And you weren't even worth my time, my energy. And I said more than I should have, because you know what, bro? I could have just said, you got it. You right. And we could have been done there, because I knew this shit wasn't gonna go nowhere. And that's it. And even sometimes where it's just like, you know what? We already know where this is going. I don't got to go there. And the third time, you know what? I fucked up. And I could have just said, you know what? I'm sorry. And I, like you've taught me, you ain't got to over explain. So there's scenarios in all three of which that is like, you know what? All three have happened. I ain't perfect.
None of us are.
Yeah, I ain't perfect. Damn, I was going to say a JID line, but I forgot it.
It's okay. At the end of the day, everybody should just
follow the How'd I Get Here podcast and tell your friends.
And hold yourself accountable.
Bow!
And also get friends to hold yourself accountable too, because some of y'all don't got good friends out here.
Yeah, some of y'all friends stink.
Like, some of y'all friends... Some of your friends...
Pinkies up.
Do not... I don't know, because... I've just seen a lot of things on social media that my first question is, where were your friends?
Yeah.
Or just someone of sense to tell you, like, listen, maybe we need to reel this back. Maybe we don't need to do this. We don't need to comment. We don't need to respond.
Just
but
shit.
Y'all stay safe out here, though. Y'all stay safe.
Ash, you know what time?
Ooh.
No.
Ooh.
It's no. It's no. No ducking. Hey, no ducking. Hey, I had a flashback the other day when we had that bat in here.
Why do you keep bringing that up?
Because it's that time of year. No shit, no ducking.
I feel like we don't need to rehash.
All right, knock on wood. Yeah.
Like, we don't need to rehash that.
No.
I got some real trauma.
I remember. And
now, when it be hot, I be so scared to leave my windows open at night when it be hot in my apartment, because I'm like, I be have to remember, like, oh, the area I'm at, okay, there's no bats, but there could be because global warming. So my question, and it's related to today's topic: have you ever said, I'm just being real, when you knew you weren't being considerate of how it would land?
1000%.
Okay.
1000%. I have no shame in that. Not only was I not considerate of how it would land, I might not have even been being 100% real. I might have just been on some like, yo, I'm just keeping it a stack. Not saying I was lying, but like, I would, I'm just keeping it real. And I'm just going in you know.
So you was using that opportunity to be shady?
Not shady, maybe a little mean.
Okay.
Maybe a little
harsh.
Harsh. Maybe take a jab.
Okay.
Maybe
being a little
devious.
Little rude, little sassy.
Yeah, you know, this is my chance to get at you.
Okay, a little spicy.
Yeah. And I had no
spice with some sass.
I didn't mind. I did it. I know what I did.
A little blatant fist.
Yeah. Absolutely. No shame. No shame. Over here. 100%.
Okay.
Yeah. Get at me. Y'all know where to find me. How'd I Get Here podcast.
Okay. Well, what if you had a stalker and they really try to come find you?
Pull up. Y'all don't want to pull up to this crib. We got dogs. We got weapons. Fuck with me.
Cats.
What? Yo, this house has been getting infested with spiders.
Honestly, that's the last thing I feel like I would be too worried about. Unless they're like some weird ass like poisonous spiders.
They're white ones. I heard those bite, but
white ones.
Yeah, I don't know. But shit, that brings us to.
I know the colorful ones are a little questionable.
Keep it, leave it, keep it, leave it, keep it, leave it, keep it, leave it. Take that. All right, Ash. Some hot fire for you.
I am ready in my sambas.
I feel like I know the answer to this question.
Oh, yeah. Now I'm about to switch it up. I'm about to wake it up and say something different.
Would you rather get money or enjoy your free time?
Enjoy my free time.
Wow. I picked get money. You work a lot.
I do, but I've been in this era where I'm a one-job shawty.
Okay, I respect it.
I have not picked up a second or third job.
Good
as
for
of
you.
Yet.
Clock it. All right, next one.
Thank you.
Fame or privacy?
Privacy.
I knew that one.
Yep.
Truth or loyalty?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Damn. Ooh. That's a toughie.
That's a good one.
That is, because I feel like at one point in life I was just like, niggas in my corner need to be loyal, because I'm loyal
to a T.
But then I feel like over the years you see how people's loyalty
gets you in some shit.
Yeah, gets you misconstrued, or just your loyalty to them ain't the same as their loyalty to you.
And loyalty look different.
Right. And then I'm just like, you know what? Maybe I just need you to be honest. Tell me where your loyalty lies.
No,
and what
show
it look
me.
like.
Show me. Don't tell me.
Well, tell me and show me at the same time.
That's what she said.
Dang. I think I'm gonna have to go with the truth.
Ooh, okay. Next.
Because you know what? I do hate liars.
Yeah. Bun up the liars.
Fuck them.
Love, so your relationship or your career? What comes first? Like if you had to pick.
Ooh.
Fire today.
Damn.
I'm glad I'm not in the hot seat.
My relationship or my career?
Shit.
That's
Shit. You could skip. I ain't trying to cause no rifts. I ain't trying to. Let's skip that one. We'll come back.
Okay. We'll
All right. I need you to stay with me with this one.
Okay.
Would you fight one horse sized duck?
What?
Or 100 duck sized horses?
Oh, okay. So you're saying that if a duck was the size of a horse,
one of those,
one very large duck,
or
astronomically large duck, or
100 ducks the size of horses.
No. It. Would it be
100 horse-sized ducks?
Yeah. Yes. So horses that are.
So let me do that again.
Okay.
Would you fight one horse-sized duck or 100 horse? No. I fucked up again.
Horses.
Would you fight one duck-sized horse or 100 horse-sized ducks?
Oh, now I feel like you switched the sides. I feel like it was the opposite before, but that's why we gonna take that question. Let's just take this question now, so you don't have to go back.
I'm confused. I
both.
thought this was our viral moment. I thought this shit was gonna spark. All right, hold on. Let's get to the bottom of this.
It will be
one horse, the size of a duck.
Yes.
Or 100 ducks, the size. No, fuck. I followed the nigga. Okay, let's do this again. Would you fight one horse? No. Would you fight one duck the size of a horse, or 100 horses the size of ducks?
Can I pick neither at this point? What? Or I'll go with the duck size, please. What?
You got it, bro. That's it. Yeah.
That was my last question?
Yeah, because...
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
We're going to hop in. We got a couple minutes. We're going to do this shit, right?
100 duck-sized horses.
My high moment of the week. So, I went with my cousin back stair. My stairwell broke. We had to go to Home Depot, get some wood and shit, right?
Okay.
I'm driving in the Home Depot parking lot.
Okay.
I see a white man and his two daughters walking. My guy, first mistake, you should be on the outside of your daughters.
Yeah, some of these parents just letting their kids just walk.
And these were little kids.
Just walk freely in these parking lots. And I'm like, not everybody's responsible.
But I saw the kids. I stopped.
Okay.
Complete stop.
Yep.
Whatever. I think it rained like the day before or some shit. So the daughter, little dumbass, tried to jump over the puddle.
Okay.
Right? So while she's jumping over the puddle, she almost runs into my car.
Oh, Jesus.
Right? But I wasn't even tight about it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you're a kid. You should be jumping over puddles in parking lots, right? So I didn't say nothing. Again, I'm stationary at the stop sign. The dad, trying to stick his little chest out, gonna start popping off at the mouth. Oh, you almost hit my daughter. What the fuck are you doing?
See, that's why everybody need a dash cam.
Feel me?
Everybody need a dash cam. I don't care. Find one because...
And the fuck shit was, I didn't even know he was talking shit. It was my cousin in the passenger seat goes, I know he ain't mad at you. So then when I look, I could see him talking shit. What the fuck are you doing? I almost rolled my window down and told him what the fuck I was doing. Because I was going to be like, nigga, what? And like scare him and like pop off and tell.
Hell no, I've been like, I'm being the responsible adult in this situation and stopping to let your kids cross when you don't even give a fuck about them.
Right? So then my cousin going to put his hand on my shoulder and goes, Jacob, it's not even worth it.
Not with a white man.
And it was funny because literally the day before he had a similar situation where his wife had to be like, yo, it ain't even worth it. And he was tight and had to calm down. But that was my high moment. I almost turned up on the little Kevin, but we kept our composure because we love the people.
I'm happy that the white man didn't get you caught up because they love getting you caught up. And speaking about white people,
oh shit,
did you see, I forget what state it was. I should have wrote this fully down. But it was just recently a white woman is suing a community program because she wanted access to like the resources and stuff like that for recent mothers who just gave birth. But the program it was a community hospital program. The hospital was like, oh, like, you know, we can find you other resources, but this one isn't for you because this one's specifically for Black women because Black women are 4 times more likely to have complications and other things in childbirth. So now she's suing the hospital and suing all these other people because of discrimination. And I'm just like, is this the world that we're coming into, white people? Like, this is how y'all trying to get y'all lick back and get back on top? because now y'all at the bottom.
Believe it.
But that's good though, because sometimes in that moment it really isn't worth the back and forth, because as long as you know that nobody got hurt and nobody was ready to start pointing the finger and charging you with shit, sometimes that's a good day, because you ain't getting no bracelets on, you just walking away.
Oh yeah, I was gonna go crazy.
So, but my high moment for the week, I don't know. I feel like I've just been really keeping my head down. Actually, no. My high moment for the week, now that I think about it, I did have a really good one-on-one meeting at my job with one of my coworkers about just like future endeavors, where I see myself now, where I want to go. And she definitely dropped a lot of great gems. That one thing that really stuck with me was that she said, especially any profession, women in general, but I definitely think also too, like women of color, we won't apply to jobs once we see like we're not checking off all the boxes and the qualifications. And to not let that stop you, because how we talked about before of just like transferable skills, and knowing that even if you might not check off all the boxes, it doesn't mean that it should stop you from applying to that job. So ladies, my queens, my black queens, my queens of color, all y'all, if there's a job out there that y'all want to apply for or go for, but you feel like you don't fully check off all the boxes, do it anyway, because you never know. That could be one comma to another comma in your bank account.
I'll bet. Was that your 15 seconds of fame, or you?
You know, we gonna just wrap that up in a nice little bow.
Word. My 15 seconds of fame. Don't be afraid to try some new shit. Feel me? Y'all know I stumbled into this adventure of DJing. The shit has put a tiny sliver bit of money in my pocket. Okay. But it's fun. You know, and the shit is a hobby and there's no expectations with it. And don't be afraid to try new things and put yourselves out there, because you don't know where you're going to end up, who you're going to meet, what opportunities might open. Hell, that might bring you to becoming a cameraman and doing all types of fun shit. So with that being said, fuck with us. Follow, like, share. That's a wrap on another episode of the How to Get Here podcast, the best podcast in CT. Bow!
Meow.
Meow, 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 meow.